You have the perfected one?
Yeah.
So? It's actually better
So
that you
let's hope
have
this
that.
loads quicker than it is. It's
Um.
not loading that quick right now. Okay, there we go.
Guys, okay.
Alright.
Let's see. What was it that I was trying to think of?
Hopefully it doesn't do that shit again. Second time it's done that. It's not fun. Join fire team.
And then I think, yeah, Russell knows more about Super Sentai than I do too.
Well, I mean, I don't know too much about it.
You don't know
just
too much, but
watched
you know more than I
some
do.
stuff. I know that
Oh,
where
no.
where Power Rangers start isn't actually the beginning of where Super Sentai started.
Yeah,
Super
and
Sentai
then
had
I
about
also know
10
that the White
seasons
Ranger
before.
had his own team.
Yeah, the White Ranger for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers wasn't actually involved with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's two separate Sentais.
Yep.
If you look at his Sentai group, their outfits actually match his outfit, and their helmets actually match his helmet.
Yep.
They're just different color.
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah.
And they don't. I mean, they don't look as special
People,
as his. And
when I
I,
show,
I'll
I
have to
show
look
people
back
the
at the
picture of how
Gaia
many
Ranger
Power
stuff.
Rangers there are and all that, like, just like before, just Power Rangers. They're like, man, there's a lot of Power Rangers. Like, oh, you don't even know.
Oh yeah, this is dumb.
And then I'm showing the picture
Oh
of
my
Super
God.
Sentai,
Derek,
and it
have
shows
I
so
sent
much
you
more.
the
Like,
video?
oh my god.
Have I sent you
Which
the
one?
video of the Forever Red Super Sentai shit?
No,
Jesus.
no, you haven't.
Fucking Christ. I mean, it goes all the way to Wild Force from the very beginning.
Yeah, that's
and
where
it's just like,
Jesus.
Wait, I remember
Forever
that
Red
episode
was
when
in.
that first aired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Forever
then it
Red
became a
was
movie.
probably one of the best episodes of all
Where
that
they like
stuff.
Yeah,
fight the
that
guy on
was.
the moon.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the guy from that
Every
guy was
single
from.
Red Ranger
gee-
from the beginning
Oh,
too.
there's also
Yeah.
another series that's similar to Power Rangers, but they're not Power Rangers. They're drives.
Or
I
what?
can't think of them now. They're
I mean, I know Beetleborgs is
riders.
similar.
Riders.
Common Riders.
Yeah, that's
Are
it.
you
Kamen
thinking
Riders.
of and there's also
There's
like
actually
VR
there are actually a
Troopers,
few where
Elephant.
they the Kamen Riders were in an episode.
Well, yeah, because they're very similar. They're basically the same
My
sort of
favorite's-
thing. It's just very different. Like, ow.
There's,
favorite,
I think there's one with Mighty
space
Morphin that
episodes.
they had to go to another planet because it was Alpha's Five's like friend, and it was a Kamen Rider.
There's fuck, what am I thinking of?
What? You think
I was thinking about all the different
Battleborgs?
Bandai stuff. There's Beetleborgs was America's version of Power Rangers, basically. I mean, as much as
Not
it is
Power
an American show,
Rangers.
but it's like
It'd be
it was the one.
different.
It was the one show that wasn't like made in Japan first. I think Japan ended up making a Beetleborgs eventually, but it was the one show that we actually made here, which was
Yeah.
interesting.
I actually remember a little bit of it, but like
One less target on Shiro's
barely. I haven't seen that shit
And then there
in
was
years.
VR
Wasn't it a
Troopers,
movie?
which
Oh yeah, VR Troopers. Yeah.
yeah, but they're both their season premieres came out on VHS.
Okay,
Like
I
season
didn't even
1
know
premiere
that.
and season 2
See,
premiere.
I didn't even know Beetleborgs was a goddamn TV show. Like, I only knew
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
a
Yeah.
movie.
I actually
Well,
remember.
there was
remember it.
Two different seasons. The first season was called Beetleborgs. The second season was called Beetleborgs Metallic because they got
Yeah.
new suits and a new bad guy.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, I
Originally,
remember that
it
now.
was just
I
it
watched
was
a
a
lot of
comic.
Beetleborgs
They were
as
a
a kid.
comic book, and then they went to this house, and then they got granted a wish, and they wanted to be big bad Beetleborgs. And bam, they were.
Yeah, like that was the one thing that like as a kid I loved, but James actually didn't like Beetleborgs.
I
Mainly
did.
probably because he didn't relate to it because they were all kids. They weren't teenagers with attitude. So he didn't
Yeah.
relate to it at the time that it actually came
Not
out.
teenagers with attitude.
Well,
Yeah.
James is the only one that was born before Power Rangers premiered, except for Beth. Beth was also born just before, but a year before.
I mean, yeah, she doesn't remember a world without Power Rangers.
Yeah, she was born a year before Power Rangers aired, and then James was born a few years before. 5, I believe. Yeah. You were born a year after it premiered, and then I was
like something
during
that a lot
space,
of people
I
like
believe.
forget. And I'm not sure if you totally forget this, is that there was actually a Power Rangers or a Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover.
Yeah, there was, and then
You know
in
what?
space.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know
it was,
about
I mean, you could
it
go.
was in Power Rangers in Space season.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can go look at that. I mean, they don't look. They're almost the original Ninja Turtle movie quality, but like, of course, they couldn't afford those, so they did get replica ones. I think they also had the female Ninja Turtle, which was fucking great. They started out, of course, as bad, like everybody else in a crossover. Any crossover that Power Rangers had, like the Rangers Army,
There's even,
like, usually
like-
started out as bad.
Yeah.
Except for the Lost Galaxy Lightspeed Rescue one, which is still one of my favorites, even though it focuses more on
Oh, there's
the Red Ranger's
Oh, yeah,
relationship to a little girl than actual crossover shit.
There was after which one was after in space they started doing crossovers because they couldn't do crossovers.
Yeah, in
Here,
space
let me
is
use
the
the
first-
X.
Oh, okay.
Did you finish
So
the bounty?
that Lost Galaxy episode was fucking
Which bounty?
great because you see all this.
There's a bounty for getting kills with the axe.
Oh no, I don't. I have 17 out of 100.
Yeah, the first
Once I finish mine,
the
I'll
first
let you use
Lost
it.
Galaxy, the first Lost Galaxy one was pretty great because
Yeah.
it like
And
it
Andros
had
came in.
it had Andros showing up and you were just
Came in
then,
later.
Well, and then their part 3 one started out really great because Astronema came back, but we all know that that's not fucking Astronema, so she comes back pretending to be a fucking villain, and they're just like, you're not Astronema. Astronema was destroyed, and then she became the Pink Ranger for a while, and that was
Yeah. Here, you want it back?
I think it's whatever. Alright, I'll take it.
I don't even know where you guys are, I'm just kind of
In,
Yeah,
uh,
but we're just
Time Force.
around.
Time Force had a pretty awesome crossover
I don't even remember theirs.
because
Was it
at
with-
the end of it,
it was with
they,
Wild
like,
Force, yeah.
They switched. They put each other's jackets on, and then they all tried their the other guy's.
Oh yeah, no, it
morph
was with
sequence.
Lightspeed Rescue, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Lightspeed Rescue.
Fuck. I
Because-
forget about that one. You don't
Yeah.
think
Isn't
about
that the
Time
one with
Force
the
and
Titanium
Lightspeed
Ranger?
Rescue.
Isn't that the one with the Titanium Ranger with Lightspeed Rescue?
Yeah, Lightspeed Rescue was
Yes.
Titanium Ranger. Yes.
Another
Oh,
evil
I still need to
Ranger
show you
turned
that
good.
helmet in here, that Warlock helmet.
Nope,
That reminds me of the
I
Titanium
looked
Yeah,
Ranger
we've
Ranger.
seen
fine.
it. Yeah.
It's also
Oh, you
in
found
the.
it?
It's also in the Titan. It's also in the Destiny trailer. It was the Warlock helmet that's in the
I have,
Destiny trailer.
Oh,
With,
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Still one of my favorite crossovers was the Wild Force Time
Alright,
Force
let's see what's in
one.
the other areas.
Just because like it was all them coming back from the future, and then the
Yeah.
two Red Rangers that stayed. The two Red Rangers that stayed there
The
are still Red
Quantum
Rangers.
Ranger and Red Ranger. Come on, get it right.
Yeah, they're two Red Rangers. That's what they are.
Ooh, there's
I
an
know.
assassination
That was
one.
the only season that had 2 Red Rangers in it.
I think.
They're
Well, I
awesome.
think that no, Ninja Storm had two Red Rangers too.
Well,
Yeah,
what was
they
the
could've been.
Crimson
I think the
Ranger?
Reese.
And it was it
He
wasn't
wasn't
a
like-
Ninja
fucking
Ranger,
red.
Wind Ranger.
It's,
it
it's
was
red, guys. It's
it
red.
was
Crimson's red,
Thunder.
guys.
But also in Ninja
But-
Storm, we didn't do. We were both Red Rangers. We just did the Thunder Rangers because we thought they were cooler. In Time Force, I believe you were Eric and I was Wes. Or was it the other way? around?
No, I'm always the sixth one. That's just how it goes. With you and me, is I'm always the sixth ranger.
Well, And when Tommy was Red Ranger, I let you beat him because you were Tommy. Because in Turbo, I wanted to be the Blue Ranger.
Fuck.
And then in
Like,
Samurai,
how you guys
I want
are.
to be green.
Ranger in
Space, yeah.
Space, yeah, because
Because
Andros
they went to
was red.
space, and Andros was already a Red Ranger. So they,
Yeah, and also
And they also
the
left
Blue
Justin
Ranger
behind,
in Turbo was Justin.
yeah, and then
he couldn't
it was
go.
funny. I remember
yeah, he was a
there's
child.
a episode in space where they go back to Earth after the Red Ranger, and I don't know their names because it's been fucking 10 years since I've watched this
DJ
damn show.
and Justin.
Yeah, but they're meeting up again, and Justin's still the Blue Turbo Ranger.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
kept his powers.
he's the reason why Earth is usually pretty safe, is because Justin's usually there. He basically became Earth's defender for a bit at that time, because there was no other Rangers at that time.
They
What I want to know,
came back
the
because
Zeo crystals were never destroyed.
Lightning Cruiser and Storm Chaser were getting attacked, so they came back
Okay.
to help.
Okay, now back to what I was saying. The
Yeah,
Zeo Rangers were never destroyed. The Zeo crystals were never destroyed. They just kind of went to Turbo weirdly.
No, wait.
If you Zeo crystals,
No, it's in the movie. It's in the Turbo movie.
no, they don't explain it in the Turbo movie.
Yeah, but that's
They just
Turbo
says, "Oh
movies when
yeah,
they
I'm
changed.
just gonna give you guys new suits," basically.
they had
But
to
the Zeo
they had to give
crystals
him new powers.
are, yeah, the Zeo crystals. I don't think maybe they weren't ready, but the Zeo crystals are supposed to be unlimited power, and eventually they're supposed to like be the strongest Rangers, and like they were never destroyed. So like at this point, if Tommy were to just show up as a Red Zeo Ranger, he'd probably be the strongest Ranger because those are
Which
like unlimited.
he did
They're
come back as the
constantly
Red Zeo
growing in
Ranger and
power.
Forever Red. It wasn't
Mhm.
until Dino Thunder he became black, and then
I'm just wondering
in
why they didn't
Super Mega
bring
Force
him
he
back
became
as-
green again.
Yeah, I mean I know they
Do they
wanted to
have
keep the
fucking
White
Power
Ranger.
Rangers on Netflix or some shit? Because I feel like
Yes,
I'm missing
all
out
of
too
it.
they
much
do.
now.
They do.
All of it.
Like, how do you
Yeah,
start
All
all
of
of
it like as it comes out.
Are they all like in
They're
the
all
same
separate.
playlist?
All seasons are separate.
Oh well, then
They're
I
all-
need to know how
they're
to
all
start
separate,
these because
but-
I don't want to go out of order. Now that I know that there actually is an order.
Mighty
Mighty
Morphin
Morphin.
has like the most seasons to it. It has like
3
5
seasons.
seasons. 3 seasons, whatever.
3 seasons.
And then you go from that to Zeo, Zeo to Turbo, Turbo to Space, Space
into
to Lost
space.
Galaxy, Lost Galaxy to Lightspeed, Lightspeed to Time Force, Time Force to
Wild
Wild
Force, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive, Jungle Fury,
Jungle Fury,
RPM, Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super
which
Mega
Samurai
Force,
for no reason.
Dinosaur Charge.
Yeah, that's one thing
'Cause
that
they couldn't use
Nickelodeon's been
Samurai
doing with
twice.
them is separating them shit. Well, I mean, it's the same thing. It's a continuation of the season that's already happened, but they separated it for some reason, which is stupid.
Maybe they lost
Super
the right.
Samurai, like, I'm pretty sure all they have that's different is they all have like cloaks on.
They have
that's,
what?
That's it.
I'm getting reports
They have
of
these
an
cloaks
enemy
over
commander
their
rallying the troops
suits.
in the vicinity.
Like these white
Hit the
cloaks over their
target.
suits.
Take it out.
That's the only difference.
No.
It's just a way of them repackaging
no.
Samurai for 2
Okay.
seasons without.
There
without,
is for Mighty Morphin, the first season best, and then the second season was pretty good. That's when they did the White Ranger and the 3 new Rangers came in. It was
Something you'll notice is difference in
wasn't it
the
in
second season
the
is definitely
third-
the best season because the director at the time wanted to focus on action and actually made very serious actually are way better, and most of the cool action scenes that happened in that one were like when they're not in their suits, because like they actually did a bunch of really crazy action
season 3
With the
was when
third-
they went ninja, and they had
Yeah, and
the,
that's when they went goofy.
they had
They
yeah,
went
that's
goofy
they
with the
had
action
the
and made me mad.
Incoming
yeah, they
transmission.
had the movie Zords
Source unknown.
for a little bit, and then they changed to the which
Well,
one
the-
were they?
You know the movie was actually like completely American made, even though they did hire the actors who got the Japanese actors who were in the suits, because they do not trust Americans in the suits that much. For some reason,
Yeah.
they will not let
Because
Tommy
in
stay
the
in his
in the
fucking suit
sword
that
in
long.
the crap
I mean,
in the show they got the ninja powers differently than how they got it in the movie.
yeah. But with there's actually a lot of like footage actually made in America that they had to reshoot with the Japanese actors who were in the suits. It's even though I know for a fact that they could trust Jason David Frank in a fucking Power Ranger suit, they never really
Yeah.
did. They
What-
trusted him for the talking scenes, but he was actually like a fucking black belt, and he was actually always
No, he's
out
higher
of,
than a
out
black
of all
belt.
of them. He was the one that, yeah. Well, he was a black belt at the
I
time.
guess we know what
Yeah.
that part of the
He's
message-
a
At
higher
the time
black
of that
belt now.
stuff coming out, he was a black belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like
Pretty much
he'd be the
when
one
they
that
did
you'd want to
the
trust
they
in a
did
suit.
they actually did those the when they did the like little
One more message.
tournaments that yeah, that was him. Did Austin St. John, did he know anything? What was he actually a black belt or no? I forget.
I don't think he was. He was actually had to be trained in karate for the show. 'Cause
Oh.
he was more of a I think he was more of a boxer.
more
He's
of a
built
black
like a boxer.
belt. Yeah, he is.
I mean,
definitely.
he's built like a brick fucking shithouse, which is
That's why
they
the-
didn't put him in.
The Gold Ranger and Zeo didn't work. The power didn't work because he was too buff. He was too physical.
Mm-hmm. He was a
I don't know what this final
brick
engram is.
fucking shithouse.
Enigma. Oh, there he goes. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Materials gathered.
Oh, okay.
Chests and spin metal.
I'm next to a couple of them. I
like
think
using this sword.
I kind of like the Zords in Mighty Morphin Season 3 when they were the big robots that the
Yeah,
the
the
symbols
Shogun
and then
Zords.
the Shogun Zords. I kind of like those a lot more
The Shogun
than
Zords are similar to like
Zord, the Wolf
Zeo
Zord,
when
and all
Zeo had their own
Fascinating.
Swords. Like
Yeah.
Zeo had similar Zords when they
Hey,
had
I got
like, their
a,
own single robot
Quarantine
Zords.
mission. Let me get it.
The Thunder Zords.
Thunder Zords were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
That was definitely
That
really
was with the White
interesting.
Ranger and when he had the Tiger Zord.
Mm-hmm. Which didn't make sense when they actually switched to the ninja powers because their helmets stayed the same. It's like, wait a minute, why is this still? It's clearly still a Tyrannosaurus Rex, pterodactyl, and all Triceratops and shit.
Yeah, I know.
So there's
It,
Zords didn't match.
it was also they were different when Rocky was the one. You could tell after a while that Rocky was the one with the symbol on his chest, and Jason never had the symbol on his chest.
You know, the original Yellow Ranger in
a
Super
guy.
Sentai was actually it's a guy.
Yeah.
A lot of the Yellow Rangers were actually guys.
Yeah.
You can tell just by
Yeah.
the fact that they're not wearing skirts.
Yeah.
If they're not
Yeah,
wearing a
I-
skirt,
I
then
said-
that was always
I
a guy.
mentioned that really like there's hardly any like female rangers that don't wear like usually all of them are wearing skirts except for when they're and then Bethany's like and these weren't. It's like yeah, but in Super Sentai they were
Like,
played
no,
by a
that's
guy. That's a
Yeah,
guy in the
that's a
that's
guy
a guy in
there.
the suit.
They hired
some.
for the American-made footage that needed Rangers and stuff. They hired the original male Asian actor to play that part. The only one that they
There are
couldn't get
residual
away with
sea
that
leaves.
with was
The ritual is
Ninja
done.
Storm
We've
because
got one
that
left
like a
in the
dude.
works.
They looked at that and they were just like, oh, well, we actually have to put a dude here because look at how broad
Which
that fucking shoulders are.
it worked.
Yeah.
That worked.
Alright.
That it was a
The only
it was
ones
a
we
guy.
need left now are kill patrols. So if you find any of those, pop them.
There, I actually in Ninja Storm it was a guy Yellow Ranger worked fine, and then it was a blue female Ranger was fine too.
The thing is, what was with SPD and all their fucking Rangers? SPD had too many Rangers.
Yeah, they had
Like,
what? They had 5.
Here's the Shadow
They had
Ranger.
the 5 originals.
Here's
then
that
they had
one Ranger from the
Shadow
further
Ranger.
future.
Yep, they had the white that one, and then he had a partner that was also a Ranger,
The
and
Cat
then
Ranger.
the Cat Ranger. There was an Orange
The
Ranger.
Orange
there
Ranger,
was,
even though that was like
um,
for like an episode, and it was
so
just
was
a
the Cat
joke.
Ranger. They were both for one episode, but they're still Rangers.
Yeah, but
And
like
then,
with
then
with
they
the
had
Cat Ranger,
the
that
5.
one was actually badass.
They had the 5 Evil Rangers again.
And then they
That
made them
hasn't
the
been done until since In Space. That was since that they
But
actually had 5 Evil
those
Rangers.
5 evil Rangers. It's kind of funny that you said in space, because they actually had the space helmets.
Yeah, they did. I know.
Do you notice that? Like that
Yeah,
was
I
so
know. It's
weird.
like that's
bugged me.
the In Space helmet. What's going on? I'm like,
Can't get through this door, guys.
that is yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, the last one to do 5 Evil Rangers was In Space. Was the first one to do it, and then the second one to do it was in SPD.
Well, actually, there was
They did have
there was
Evil
Evil
Rangers, but they
Rangers
didn't
and Mighty
do
Morphin.
they didn't do 5.
in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
There
The
was,
original stuff had Evil Rangers.
oh, they had Evil Rangers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they
had copy
but they
clones.
looked exactly. Yeah, they looked exactly like the Power Rangers, except like darker.
Yeah, they just had the black gloves and all that stuff. I remember that. But it was in space with like the coolest Evil Rangers. They looked the coolest in everything.
Yeah.
We loved the Psycho Rangers. Oh god.
Especially since there was like an episode for like each of the Rangers to do their own thing. Like the Psycho Rangers went on for so long that each one of the Psycho Rangers had their own episode and story arc.
Yeah.
And that was actually kind of cool.
And we only
like,
actually
the Pink Ranger,
saw 3 of the
the Pink
original
Ranger was
films.
very envious. She wanted like the other Pink Ranger to die, just because she wanted to be the only Pink Ranger around.
Yep.
I think the Red Ranger was very like he was Wrath. I know that much.
Mhm.
I want to say that they're all like deadly sins,
I-
but I'm not too sure.
Okay,
about
well-
the other ones.
Well, we have Sloth. We have. That's
Too
what I was
much.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. And then we have Gluttony.
Gluttony's harder. I think. Gluttony.
Well, there's 7 deadly sins, so I'm guessing.
Yeah, so
that-
it's not. There's 2 missing.
Yeah.
There's 2 missing.
Well, we have
Uh,
5. We have. Okay,
I
so
feel
we
like
have
Pride
Wrath,
was-
Envy,
Pride was the Yellow Ranger.
Pride.
Because the Yellow Ranger was very okay. She was the only one not looking for power. She was the only one that kind of like, she felt like she could take on everything by herself. She didn't need any more power than she had.
Mhm. What is the blue one?
I can't remember the blue ones.
I think the blue one. He was thinking he was smarter than all of them.
I think they got the message.
Yeah. So I mean that goes more with the Pride thing too.
Yeah.
But with the blue one,
I
the
haven't
blue one's
seen it in
episode
so
was
long. I
all
can't think about it.
Yeah. The blue one's episode was all about the Blue Ranger actually trying to outsmart him.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing.
That's why they all
And he
like,
ended up outsmarting.
became blue.
'Cause they
too.
s-
They all went blue.
Yeah, they tried to switch which Rangers
they
they
were
were
fighting.
fighting.
because the
then they
the other
then they
one.
turned all blue, and it just
Mhm.
made it confusing. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, it has. That was like he was all about smarts and stuff. And I know the Red Ranger was Wrath because he was always Wrath because he was
Yeah, he was
fire.
always like
Like
he was ready for a fight.
his
and
monster form. Well, his monster
his
form was
it was
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
The
Wrath.
black was rock, and then which
Makes sense for Sloth.
yellow
Okay,
was the one
So
that I think yellow might be gluttony, maybe.
seven deadly sins: pride, covetousness, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, and sloth.
So probably drop gluttony because there's no real food thing going on there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I'm
drop
trying-
lust because that's a
Yeah, drop
children's
lust
trying-
because
show.
it's a kid show.
Yeah, I'm trying to
so
think
that makes
of.
sense why they would drop those.
I'm trying to think of the 3 monster forms. It was the Yellow Ranger, the Yellow
Yellow
Cycle
Ranger's like
Ranger.
an animal.
Yeah, it was an animal, and she like also she hacked, I believe. He was the one that she hacked into the Megazord.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a crazy theory that I think of. I connect a lot of things to the 7 deadly sins, though. 'Cause, I mean, you can
I'm sure
find
there's
that
a
in
lot of
shit.
things that like are actually connected to it. So
Well,
Yeah.
we could probably do a lot. We could probably talk about Power Rangers and connect it to so many things, and they're actually not even connected to it.
Yeah.
It is Russell and I just love Power Rangers so much.
nerds.
Proud of it.
I mean, you could ask me about,
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Some vid-
I'm
like
sorry,
Kingdom
Jeff. Who
Hearts,
has a
and I would-
Crunchyroll account?
hey, you know what? I have problems.
It's like, you know what? I have a problem, right?
I have a
Damn.
Power Ranger. I have Power Ranger belt. I have Power Ranger wallet. I have 3 Power Ranger shirts. I have there's a Fallen Walker over here event in Giant's Husk.
I am on my way because
I
I
have
want
a-
it dead.
Power Ranger jacket. I have 2 Power Ranger sunglasses. There's a wearable Power Ranger helmet for $100 on Amazon, and I want it.
Picking up fallen chatter. We've got trouble headed our way.
What? Guys, what's going on?
X-Men Apocalypse came out today. Pretty excited
Oh, did?
about that. Didn't
Okay.
get it yet.
I'm,
Augmented with SIVA.
for some reason, I'm lagging like crazy.
Break the joints to take it down. Guardian down.
Don't give me up.
So I know this may be like a silly question, and you guys are probably gonna side
Walker can't take
with the one I think you're gonna side with. But which is a better like movie universe? What Fox is doing with Marvel? So basically, it's like the
Oh.
Avengers stuff versus the X-Men stuff.
I'm gonna say Avengers stuff.
See, it's kind of funny because for me, I actually enjoy the X-Men stuff a little better, especially since it's had like years to evolve.
When SIVA enhanced Walker to the trash heap, thank you very much.
Got a legendary ingrain. Also, Quicksilver's really cool.
Yeah. Though there's people think that Quicksilver isn't dead in the Avengers.
The only way that he can be alive in Avengers is if he die, or if they're done with X-Men completely for now, or they are killing Quicksilver off in X-Men. That's the only way he works. Because you notice that his